Good afternoon, my good friends, from wherever you are on this big planet. Well, today the cosmic winds are shocking. They involve technology, and this is my second video. I'm a little bit pissed off because I had to do it all over again, and I'm still do not know if it's going to work. For some reasons, my technology didn't want to cooperate with me today. So let's hope the second time is good. So as you can see, the title of this Cosmic Code newsletter is February 220, SOS to the World Deadly Window. You have been warned. So as always, take the time to read what is inside this newsletter. You're going to gain quite a lot of good things. As far as shocking news are concerned, I had a little bit of a shocking news myself too. Remember, those windows are both universal and personal, so pay attention to what your friend says, okay? Lost my phone, oh, lost my job, or go get a new car. It's kind of something you do not expect. All right, so my own personal surprise is that I was invited to speak at the Human Origin Conference in Albuquerque in April. So I really hope to see many of you there because I'm going to be talking about all sorts of interesting things. As always, those shocking, mind-boggling windows always produce earthquakes at 6 or above. And believe me, my friends, they do not happen every day. We had a 6.1 today in the Sandwich Islands. And I think a couple of days ago, during this shocking earthquake window, we had a 6.2 in Indonesia. So remember, it's all about shocking news. The last window that I gave you with shocking news, that also referred to aeronautics, airplane, helicopter crash. Sad enough, this is where we've lost Kobe Bryant and his daughter, including a lot of people. My heart goes to all these people. Rest in peace. I also mentioned, of course, the virus, the coronavirus, which is definitely doing some serious damage. And well, before anyone even remotely thought about virus, like I did with SARS, I wrote about it in all full plain English to expect a new lung disease, a new infectious disease that would get to the lungs. And the next thing you know, it's all over the world. Not to forget, again, last October I was on George Norrie. That is to those who did not listen to my previous video or just jumped in, okay? So a lot of people coming in all the time. I mentioned to be ready for fire, and we're going to lose a lot of wildlife. A week and a half later, there goes those incredible, devastating fire in Australia that have killed millions of animals. Again, people, you can't make this up. I'm real. And I'm sure by now, if you've been following me, you understand I'm not egocentric, but I display a real prophetic power. So the idea is to, for you to keep an eye on those newsletters, take the time to digest, investigate my work so that I can prove to you my claim. And in the process, if you become a Patreon or a Cosmic Coder, that first show that you support my work, but well ahead of time, well ahead of the general public, you will know the colors of the news, especially the one I'm going to describe right now, that are mind-boggling. They're just absolutely out of the ordinary. They do not always involve earthquakes, but all sorts of news that are very well described in my obvious keywords and my quatrain. Remember my warning last time I said to you, the reptilians are after famous people and their children. Again, we've lost Kobe Bryant and his daughter, but let's see what those news involving those shocking development, if they actually reflect the current news, then you'll be the judge again. All right, Texas teen killed for protecting smaller boy from bullying. If that is not shocking, my friend, I do not know what shocking is. Children are very vulnerable to an infection from the reptilians. Their psyche is not yet developed, so they are subjected to high emotions and anger. And the next thing you know, those entities override the psyche. They use the UCI of this child, unique celestial identity, and they turn him into a killer. And of course, my student and I are not allowed by the US Department of Education to educate those kids, to make them aware of who they are, where they come from, and the part they play in the cosmic code. I mean, you have to realize those kids have to swallow 2,000 years of human evolution in a few years. But you're teaching them everything: geography, you're teaching history, algebra, the art, English, you're teaching them everything. But who is there to teach them who they are? So not being able to regenerate, you know, they go insane. They don't know who they are. They don't know where they come from. They don't know what's going on. And then, you know, they're going to pick up their college, university. They're going to buy a gun and they're going to kill everybody and they're going to kill themselves. That's the sad reality, my friend. Again, my warning is clear. Okay, the reptilians are after children and famous people. There you go. Actor Orson Bean dies after he was hit by 2 cars in Los Angeles. I think he's a very famous guy. And he died shockingly, being killed by 2 cars in LA. Again, if that is not shocking and unusual, I don't know what it is that I have to find to make you aware of the cosmic code rules. Teen plays guilty to murder in Colorado's teen school shooting. We already, you know, investigate and approach that topic. This will never stop, my friend, unless me and my students are allowed to reach those kids and help them to regenerate and get the grounding they need. What else do we have that is shocking? A mother and her 6 children were killed in Mississippi house fire. The reptilians are after your children. 6 kids and a mother died during this window. Again, you can't make this up, my friend. And do you remember the quatrain about God being nowhere to stop fire? Again, no sign of engine failure in helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant, NTSB says. Let me tell you a little story, my friend. Many, many years ago, when I was in San Diego, I was taking flying lessons, helicopter lessons, with my good friend Frederick. And one day he says to me, "Hey, Louis, you know what? My wife's parents, me and I are going to go to Vegas, and I can rent an 8-seater, and you come with us." I said, well, let me think about it. And I look at the stars on that specific weekend, and I was in one of my negative cosmic biorhythm. So I found an excuse. I says, no, we can't make it. Next thing you know, 2 or 3 days later, middle of the night, I receive a call from the police. And they says, "Hey, Mr. Turi, we found your business card in a plane crash. And we would like you to come tomorrow morning to identify the bodies." I mean, that was terrible. That was absolutely devastating to lose my friend this way. Wow. And he was during one of these shocking windows. I never forget. That's what I teach. When I arrived there, the only thing I could recognize was Olga on a piece of bone and long blonde hair like this. That's Olga. There's nothing else that I could recognize. What happened is, when he came back, he got lost because he was not IFR. It was not instrument flight rules. It was VFR, visual flight rules. And they caught him flying over the San Diego airport, going towards the ocean. They say, "Hey, turn around, go east." Of course, by the time he turned around, he ran out of gas and killed himself. So he knew he was going to die. It was terrible. Because of my cosmic wisdom, I'm alive today, teaching you. See, when it comes to flying or anything to do with the water, you can't make a mistake. You got to know what you're doing. And in terms or in reference of Kobe Bryant's pilot, he was really, really an expert. He knew he was both VFR and IFR, yet he died and he killed a bunch of people with him. Why? Why? Because he was in one of his negative 2020 cosmic biorhythm, something that makes absolutely no sense to 99.9% of all the people that are watching me right here, right now. Sad reality. The cosmic consciousness, you will never ever realize that there are no accidents, only cosmic circumstances at work that are manipulated by the reptilians that are using those energy to create havoc and to kill us. Again, I can dance on my head. I can do anything I want. There's no way that I'm going to be able to convince anyone, really. You got to study. You got to investigate. So that's a sad reality. And after that, of course, to think twice about flying again, especially with my girlfriend in those days, who was begging me to stop because she didn't want to lose me. So, sad reality, my friends. No accident. Okay, what else do we have? All the rings appear in Russian sky. Again, if you look at the keywords, they're pretty obvious. They said, be ready for cosmic news. I got this from Coast to Coast, some insider. I received their newsletters, and they're mentioning about some cosmic phenomena. Again, you can't make this up. Today, here you go, cosmic phenomena. Rings in Russian sky. 4 African mountain gorilla killed in a lightning strike. Again, if you can read English and it's in plain English, you will see the word lightning. And today, 4 gorilla died of a lightning accident. No accident. Yeah, the reptilians do not just mess up humans, they also mess up animals. The idea is to create fear, negativity, because they can only survive with negativity. Now, if you have a very strong UCI, unique celestial identity, loaded with uranic energy, you're going to be a magnet to lightning or UFOs, in my case. I'm fully aware of my chart. So when it's raining or lightning, believe me, I don't want to be cooked outside. Knowledge is power. Ignorance is evil, my friend, remember. Nancy Pelosi rips the stage of the Union speech. If that is not shocking, I don't know. It's not every single day that you're going to have Nancy Pelosi's tearing apart Trump's speech. That's shocking. And for him to behave the way he did also, animalistically, is shocking. In the process, of course, he did fire 2 major impeachment figures. And I don't know what's shocking or not shocking anymore, but it's not every day that you're going to see this type of weird, mind-boggling, unusual, shocking news taking place on a national stage, my friend. It's through my windows. And so are large earthquakes at or above 6.0. You've got a proof. What else do we have that is totally out of the ordinary? Thai soldier kills 20 people in a shooting spree. Do you think it's every day you're going to have a crazy lunatic that are going to steal an ambush and weaponry and go and shoot everybody? What's going on in his head? What's going on in his head? The reptilians in his head. They own his body, his mind, and his soul. The excuses are infinite. The result is very obvious. 20 people died. 86 dies in one day as infection in mainland China topped 34,000. You know, when I wrote this, a new infectious disease will pop up. That was many years ago. I was in reference to SARS. I saw the same type of cosmic wind coming. I said, another one is coming because life is a constant process of changes, but at the same time, new repeats themselves. It's an order, it's a cosmic code, it's regulation, it's mathematics. So I know when this is coming back. And that's why I fully predicted it. And it's written in plain English. Again, if you had the time or took the time to read my newsletters or watch my videos, you will realize you can't make these things up, my friends. Teachers on leaves after online post about Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh is a Capricorn, so he claimed to the power. Born with the head of the dragon in the mind, like Dr. Cherry. So he is a leader of the mind. So he was set as he talked traditional, rational, political things right to the top of the mountain. But his UCI, his unique celestial identity, is rational, down to earth, religious, practical, and indeed very, very racist and against women. You know, forensic astrology don't lie. I don't have to tell you what you want to hear if you like Rush Limbaugh. Or if you like or don't like Pelosi or the president, I don't give a damn. My job is not about politics, but to wake you up and upgrade your psychical awareness and your cosmic wisdom. I resent this teacher to, wish Limbaugh to suffer. Jesus, man, I've been through that. I would never wish this to my worst enemy. The various amount of emotion you have to go through when you know you're a goner, it's serious. I should be teaching, not this guy. I should be teaching his kids, not him. So I'm glad he's fired. He has no business. He's infected by the reptilians and let his emotions override his logic. No more critical thinking when emotion runs. You know that. If you don't, you know now. Think twice. Because when you lose your marble, you could lose your job or your life. Simple as that. So, I recall, if you watch my videos, like a couple of videos where I talk about my cancer experiences, I was terrible. I had accepted my death. I was mad. I couldn't see my family anymore, my wife, my dog, God knows what. Crying, praying, do anything to stay alive. 10 years ago. It's really, really rough. You should never, ever wish that on anybody, even Rush Limbaugh, even if you don't like it. When the oncologist told me, you have to go through chemotherapy, I said, no, because I want to stay alive. This is what saved my life. Instead, I went and developed my universal blood transfusion. Sad enough, Rush Limbaugh is much too religious, much too practical to trust me. So he's going to trust his doctor. So he ain't going to be around for long. Sad enough. That can't take away the beauty of his accomplishment. Antarctica appears to have broken a heat record. And if you click on that link, you will realize that climate change is not a joke. But a lot of corporations, a lot of big people, they don't care. They agree their power becomes more important than Mother Earth's health and the fate about the future of our children. It's shocking that science is obvious on that one. Yet, in the name of power, money, and greed, no, that's ridiculous. It doesn't have. That's bull. Shocking. Another one, a man admits killing his wife on an Alaskan cruise after she demanded a divorce. Jesus, been divorced. That was the best thing that happened to me. Best thing that can ever happen to me. So if you're going through a divorce, well, maybe that person don't deserve you. Have you thought of it? Works both ways, God has a plan. The universe has a plan. You have karma to burn. Someone else better is ahead of you. That's how you deal with life. You don't go and kill your partner because you can't. You're losing control over this partner. Your ego is on the way. Your emotion is on the way. The reptilians are on the way too. They're going to get you, and then you're going to end up in jail for the rest of your life. All right, it's time for a little joke because you know what? I got to make you laugh. In reference to Rush Limbaugh, sad enough, I don't know how many of you, heard his speech about smoking big cigar, and how good it was and whatever excuse he had. And now karma hit his butt. Sad enough, he's going to go. But what I'm trying to say is, I used to smoke 5-pack a day. 5-pack a day. It's a joke. Remember? All right. Now, how many cigarettes do you have in a pack? I don't know, 20 maybe? Okay, that's a lot of cigarettes. And I only smoke after sex. Shocking. So imagine that. 5-pack a day. 20 cigarettes in each pack. And only after sex. That's a good joke you could tell your friends. You got to be shocked with Dr. Terry honesty, even in his jokes. If you didn't get it, well, think about it. Well, that'd be a lot of work. That's a French joke. So maybe being American, you might not necessarily relate to it, but when you say it in French, it cracks a lot of laughs. Think about it. 5 pack a day only after sex. Yeah, baby. All right. Let's see what we have. Remember, the result of this SOS to the world window is promising you unusual news, shocking jokes, whatever it is. And if you're a VIP or a Patreon, that you have shown to me that you support my work, and it's greatly appreciated. You know, the numbers are kind of growing pretty fast on my YouTube channel. 101 person. I was going to say 101 Dalmatian. 101 new subscribers have signed up and joined my YouTube channel last 28 days. So that's good news. That tells me that my message is going out there and people are starting to pay attention to my vision. So if you become a VIP or a Patreon, what you're going to read now, you're going to read it earlier. So this way you can be prepared to what's ahead of you. And remember, knowledge is power, ignorance is evil. The more you know about your parts in the cosmic code of jurisdiction, the more you know about the part you play in God's cosmic design, and the more you speak God's cosmic languages, the more you understand that He created the stars and the heavens for much more than the sake of beauty. He gave them to us for interpretation so that we may lead a more safer and productive life. Remember, right now, I don't know how many thousands of people are stuck in some of those cruise ships. I wonder how many of these people, if they have read my cosmic work, do you think they would have changed their plan as far as taking a cruise? No, they would not have. And being caught and suffer or even die of the virus instead is the experience they need in order to trust me. That's why when I told you before, many times, people can only relate to each other's because of their education, their experience, their intelligence, and most of all, their stars. Okay? When I tell you this, now you understand, you should understand me a little bit better. The sad reality is, in reference to UFOs nowadays, you need to understand that extraterrestrials are master engineers, rational and practical, and they will not remotely be attracted to delegate, to talk, communicate with your president or the Army and the Navy officials. No. They are not interested in delegating with these people, mostly because, first of all, Trump doesn't believe in UFOs. He's too religious for that. And the magnet will attract a piece of wood, okay? They're not looking for rational, practical scientists because they got nothing to gain. They are so well ahead of those educated idiots out there. What is sad is nowadays the reptilians are putting a lot of people in power that have nothing, no business to be in power. People like Jong-un, Putin, including your honor president, which is behaving less than a human being because he's infected. And I'm not saying this on a political point of view. I don't care if you like him or if you don't. It's not political. See the facts that your president is infected. What comes out of his mouth? When I do something wrong to somebody, I feel so guilty. I'm so smart that I apologize right away. When is the last time you heard your president apologize? He never did, and he never will. That tells you that he's infected. Being humble, being human, being decent is a must. But the reptilians put in power to this great country. What's going to happen now? Well, we have to suffer the fate and the idiosyncrasy of our president. So expect some bumps ahead, my friends. In reference to UFO again, you know, a lot of people who could help me to pass on my psychical message. No, they would rather invite scientists, members of the government, people that have logical, rational minds, who have never seen a UFO, don't get me wrong, let alone talk to one of those entities. That tells you that they are more interested in leading you away from the fact of the psychical welfare that's going on between the entity and the human race. Those extraterrestrial human race are in a deadly, they engage in a deadly battle on the psychical level. But you cannot ask your neuroscientist, your psychologist, or psychiatrist to understand this phenomenon because you haven't been trained. Not only they did not have the information, but they may not be allowed because of their natural UCI to enter the archetypal realm of supracosmic consciousness. That's my dilemma. Well ahead of time, and people cannot digest my work. That's why repetition is important. So those who could help me are totally oblivious that they have been affected by those entities, not to have me there, because that will divulge too much. But the draconists are there too, okay? And that's why they open doors. Remember, I'm going to be talking at the Human Origin Conference in April. Come out of the blue. I'm not in the program just yet, but they're going to put me in the program. So wherever you are, okay, wherever you are, if you're going to go to any conference, have fun and enjoy all those speakers' wisdom, because believe me, there is a lot of repertoire of wisdom in any and all the speakers out there. But I'm offering you something a lot different. So why don't you go both sides, go to all those conferences and come to ours. Listen to various speakers, and then if the speaker's UCI is connecting with yours, if it's harmonious to yours, you're going to gather tremendous amount of information, both on the rational level and at the spiritual level. So I'm offering both in my UFO slideshow because what I have is totally unique, not in terms of the picture that I got from a doctor that worked on the UFO crash Roswell investigation and on the medical department, but his wife gave me some interesting things that you got to see. And what I can show you that I saw in the desert also, it's totally mind-boggling. So I went into this UFO thing, UFO cosmic winds, so that's why I'm referring to this. All right, my good friends, one more thing. I'll be 70 years old on February 26th. You have the link on my newsletter. Go there, check it, click in it. Lead you to my Facebook page. I already got 5,000 friends, so you cannot be my friend, but you could say, hey, happy birthday, Dr. Tree. And like always, okay, click, yes, I like your work, Dr. Tree. You're going to have always an infected idiot out there that's going to put a thumb down, especially when they hear me. They don't like me, they're jealous, they're insecure, they have inferiority complexes, God knows what. They're infected. Anything negative that you do is led by the reptilians. But the majority is always thumb up. And thank you for that, guys. I really appreciate it. And of course, talk about my channel, share my cosmic wisdom, because, you know, you got to ask yourself, what did you do for the world today? Look what I do for the world. And it's free. So make the most of it. Now, if you want to know more, of course, you have to engage yourself. You have to make a commitment. And then you let me take care of you after that, okay? Because if you decide to have a reading with me, there will be nothing about you in this lifetime, in all your past lives, that I'm not going to talk about, because I know you better than you know yourself. I will know you even better than your mother knows you. And that's my curse or my gift. I don't know. And I'm going to send you 4 years ahead of you, giving you very specific details to what to expect, teaching you very specific rules that apply to your UCI, unique celestial identity. And that's the difference and the beauty of working with Dr. Tree. But again, this is me to know and you to find out, my friends. All right, well, we're going to come at the end of this little meeting. One more time, God bless all of you. Thank you for your support, my dear friends, and we shall see you again. Make it a beautiful day. Bye-bye.